Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga. Last time we found out more about mantras, how to use them, and we had a plan to make an alliance with one of our enemies to go after a mutual enemy. Specifically, the Maribel at Manipura, named after the third Hindu chakra, meaning City of Jewels. They seem to have outright APCs too, which is cool. They also really like facial tattoos. And submachine guns. And punk hairstyles.
I assume you all have the power. How else could you have made it this far?
So then, you're the same as us?
Not just me. Nearly all of us have changed. Soon everyone in the junkyard will be this way. The war will escalate. God has cursed us all.
What's cursed? Who is this god?
I do not know. The thought appeared in my mind.
Are you sad?
What is sad?
I'm not sure. You just seem that way.
Many of us have died due to this unexplained power. If my reaction is sad, then yes, I am sad. Explain your business. Interesting. But first of all, you must prove that you are worthy of fighting alongside the Maribel.
Wait, Janana!
The tribe is hungry. I'll be waiting for you, if you can survive.
And Star Tattoo Man's not going to say anything. Also, yes, let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Janana has her Atma brand on her exposed, yes, butt. And doesn't, like, wear any clothes apart from a jacket and underwear. It's a weird design. But, it seems like these people are either taking this as an opportunity to... I guess it's like a win-win situation for them. If they defeat us, they get our territory, but if we beat them, I guess we prove that we're worthy allies, except we're probably going to end up killing a whole bunch of their troops getting through here, so this is not, I don't know, not the best plan on their part, but... Okay, we're going to be fighting a lot still. There are a few areas we can, look into. This not really having a lot for us right now. Kind of nice music, though. Oh, I think you far underestimate us. No vendors out here, but there will be one pretty soon into the base, so let's head in. This is our next dungeon, the Maribel base at Manipura. And nowhere here is safe, even right outside the vendor and, well, whatever this is. We'll soon see what this is. Yep, here's our large karma terminal for the area. Definitely make sure you get in here and save. If you haven't bought mantras for everybody, I recommend doing so now. even though I'm currently working on a Force mantra, I would kind of recommend working on an Elect mantra soon, because there are going to be some things weak to that coming up. Right now, I still have Surf on Dia, but once he's done with Dia, he will switch over to an Elect mantra. Now, this right here is tightly shut. We're not going to be worrying about that just yet. Hint, it's a shortcut back here after we reach the boss room. And this vendor, I believe it's going to be selling the same stuff we could see back at our own base. Yeah. So if you haven't already, I definitely recommend buying some Dis-Aches for the road ahead. Dis-Mute is actually very useful overall. Mute is silence. And, you know what? I'm going to actually take 2 of these. Just in case. And also, a couple of Thunder Rods might be useful too. Landmines if you're not confident in Argilla for the boss fight, but you should be confident in Argilla for the boss fight. We are forced to use her right now, after all. And now we get an ambush immediately. By early first dungeon enemies, so this is really not going to be much of a big deal. We'll see a lot of the same enemies we've seen before, but there will be some new stuff. When their weaknesses are exploited, sometimes enemies become, I've already explained this, use hunt skills and enemies are frightened. More AP will be gained when a frightened enemy is devoured. Like other skills, hunt skills can be learned from mantras gained at the Karma Temple. The game is kind of hinting, yes, you probably should get a hunt skill now. Here's the thing though. If I, actually, hang on, let's do Matera. Yeah, the ghoul's also weak to it, so, don't even need to detransform heat to use the grenade launcher combo. However, because the ghoul, I feel like, a ghoul's one of those enemies that, that tends to, give you a stomachache. It might be. I know that enemies that are usually considered the foul race in mainline SMT, like slime, often give you stomachaches if you eat them. Didn't get one that time, though. Yeah, one more good Devour and I should be maxed out on Protection, and then I can switch Surf over to getting Zeo skills. And here we can just immediately go over and go for the Matera again. Yeah, these AoE combo skills are really useful to have. I also love the way that Terra sounds in this game. Just the way that it's hard to describe, but it's just generally sounds cool to me. I'm gonna try for a Devour here. Did not get it, so I'm gonna keep just passing my turns until I get back to Surf. And nom nom nom, hopefully. There we go. Unless I get a Summon Cake. Did not get a Summon Cake, good. And there we go, we've mastered Protection on Surf. So now he gets Dia, Patra, and Analyze, which I don't really care about. Heat also hold up. But what I want to do right now is I want to set Dia on Surf. Remember I said before that this essentially turns Surf into a walking heal terminal? Okay, Surf has 120 MP. Dia only costs 3. And with his magic, look how much it heals. Yeah, it's a full heal at this point. This is why I recommend doing a magic build on him, because having Surf go full on magic, it doesn't just help for offense, it also helps for keeping you alive. Yeah, this just leads into a room. Now, sometimes these yellow chests might contain ambushes. That right there is a cell, but most cells, you'll want to wait until the highest level of solar noise to sell those. Yeah, we have access to the Medea combo here. Anyone that's highlighted in yellow is something we haven't done before, but don't really care about that right now, since we know these things are weak to this instead. Okay, reinforcements can sometimes happen, and you will be reset to your full allotment of press turns if reinforcements are spawned. Of course, right here, there's no benefit to Surf devouring, because even if he does, then he's not going to get anything. So I want to head back to the save point as fast as possible to make sure that he's working on the mantra. But first, I do just want to see what's up here.
I'm sorry. I'll make this quick.
Party members will occasionally say a line at the start of battle. Okay, you got Matera. Mabufu, Matera, and Micronova. So no Maragi yet. But I can just do this for the heck of it. To finish things off. It's very inefficient, but it looks cool. I doubt I'll be showing off every single combo skill in this playthrough, but I might do a compilation of them one day. There are some interesting ones. Well, that is a lot of Predators, but they're all gonna die. Through here. Again, I don't think this leads anywhere important yet. Does lead us to a switch, though. And the number 1 door. This is the gimmick of this area. Any door that has a red light over it is locked, and we'll need to flip the corresponding switch to open it. The switches are usually pretty obvious at the start, but things get a little tricky later. So now we've unlocked gate number 1, we can head through here. Presence can be felt beyond the door. You know what? I think I might actually double back for now and get a new mantra for Surf. Oh, hi there. This is a new enemy, I believe. Blob. Essentially, it's a slime, but more slime-y. I can do it to analyze. Blob. The name Blob for a slime-type creature actually comes from a 1958 American horror movie, or sci-fi cheesy thing, but anyway. Strong against fears, weak to ice, earth, and expel, and nulls death. Oh yeah, this thing's kind of funny. You'll probably, if I let one attack, it'll do something kind of amusing, but it's weak to a lot of things, especially ice, so it's generally not going to last very long. But you don't really want to devour blobs, because they do give you stomach aches more often than usual. Yeah, when you only have one press turn left, and you have, like, the next person in line able to hit a weakness, it's a good idea to pass your turn and have the weakness person take the turn there. And like always, I'm going to disagree going through this. Eventually, I might go for a double vitality. Recovering HP is not really useful right now. At least leveling up can't actually, like, cause negative effects like it can in Nocturne. Of course it can in Nocturne. Oh boy, that is panic status. Panic characters will randomly do things on their turn, including attempting to run from battle or revert to human form. Yeah, you may see Argilla do something silly. Yep, she's turning into human form. And now I have access to Earthshot, which I can't use because I don't have the turns for it. But the Cockatrice is gone anyway. At least we have Earthshot in our list of combo skills now. Not that it's going to be really all that useful. I don't really find Argilla's gun that great. More prey for Matera. Make it sound like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts for a second there, but no. It's funny how ghouls like the tutorial enemy, but they actually, they don't actually show up that often in the first dungeon outside of the tutorial fight. And they are a little bit more resilient. Oh, yep, that's a miss. At least it wasn't a particularly costly miss. But yeah, a little bit more resilient than the average enemy at this point, too. More magic on Argilla is always good. Also more strength on Argilla, which helps if I get Devour skills on her, which I will want to. Because you do want Devour skills on everybody at some point. But now, like I said, Surf is going to get a new mantra, and that would be Bolt Spirit, I think. Now he has access to Yaksa and Angel, though, which are the Expel and Death mantras. And the Expel ones, as I said in the last part, do eventually lead to buffs, as well as debuffs. You might want to take some of those. Right now, I think Taunt is the only buff and debuff that I really want, so I'm going to go ahead and take Bolt Spirit, because there are going to be some things weak to Zeo coming up quite soon. And the others aren't finished on their mantras yet. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. Usually best to restore before you save. Actually, you know what? I should have paid more attention. I might have been able to sell that cell when I was at max solar noise. I guess I'll just have to spin in circles to farm for that later. Oh, we couldn't even get up this ledge anyway. However, we can go down here. Oh yeah, this leads to a gate that we can't open yet, and a chest. So I was on the correct path before. Yeah, that feel when you're exploring a dungeon and you think that you've gone to a side path, and it turns out it was actually the correct path all along. So I'll meet you back on the correct path to door number 1. Can I om-nom-nom this? Yes, I can! Yeah, every time I devour something, I always just, like, before the battle ends, I always just have this sense of horrifying anticipation for that, like, because if the game pauses just a little longer than usual after that happens, it means you've got a stomachache, and when you see that notification pop up as a battle ends, it is the worst feeling, because it means that you have lost that AP and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm trying to tell you. Now, this thing had killed the doc.
Well, what was it? Stop with it, kid.
But it's kind of like a mass that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out. Because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater.
In fact, you know what? I might even be able to try and... I don't even know if I want to attempt to, like, demo that, but I can at least... Okay, that's not even a devour anyway, so I guess I can just finish you. Yeah, probably don't even want to, like, demo Stomachache. We'll probably see Stomachache eventually. Like, there's no way we're not going to end up seeing Stomachache at some point. The funny thing about Stomachache is I distinctly remember going through this area in my first playthrough. The first time I played this game was actually via PlayStation 3, like, classics. That actually is the, like, most current gen official way to play this game right now, sadly. But I was playing that back in 2016, and I actually did have, like, a bad stomach virus at the time, so the stomach ache being a game mechanic kind of hit close to home. The other's presence can no longer be felt. Yeah, there will be some fake-outs here. The implication is the Maribel members like to set traps and ambushes. So, if you see that presence can't be felt, be prepared because there might still be a fight coming up. Although, this dungeon is pretty good about giving you save points before major fights, it's still fairly early. You gonna give me anything better than a cockatrice? Well, not just yet, but Argilla is almost maxed out dragon, which means she'll gain access to, oh yeah, we've got a save point right here. So, yeah, again, we pretty much can tell there's gonna be a fight coming up, but also this is the perfect time because once Argilla is maxed out dragon, I'll be able to have her switch over to something else, which I think was gonna actually be Devour, just because I want everybody to have that as early as possible. Speaking of which... Now that means no AP for Argilla at all. But it does mean a little bit of an increase on Bolt Spirit. Now here, we can activate the switch to gate number, I believe this should be 2. I love that sound though, that boom. There's a lot of really nice sound effects in this game. No real reason not to just save here though. As always in games where getting a wipe means a game over, always save frequently. Because you never know when you might get ambushed and weakness to death. Before I check that out, though, I'm going to go over here. Oh, speaking of which, thank you, game. Thank you, game, for demonstrating. Sometimes you'll end up ambushed with no time to transform into demon mode. And that means the whole party starts in human form. Now, 3 characters with guns can use the crossfire combo skill, which I may want to show off here. Unfortunately, it's only single target, which really sucks, but... it looks cool. Didn't even kill a ghoul, wow. But, yeah. That's kind of the theme for a lot of the combo skills. They look cool, but they're not really the best things in the world. Okay, so if I transform oh, she doesn't have a void shield. I guess I can show a rifle, though. Oh yeah, guns can still critical. If I transform Surf, though, and he is still in demon form, and Heat's still in human form, I can't use Fire Shot because I don't have enough, turns for it. Did not think that through properly. But now I can use Fire Shot. Humans don't have the weaknesses of their demon form, but they don't have the resistances either. So if he gets hit by a fire attack in human form, he is still going to take relatively, like, decent damage. And the thing about Heat as well is his low magic means that he does actually take quite a lot of damage from enemy magic skills, so he's not as big of a tank as you'd think, in spite of his high vitality. Now, in situations like this, we once again rely on the Surf healing farm. Magic Surf is broken in so many ways. And Dragon is now mastered, so Argilla has Zahn and Void Force. Zahn is not gonna be the most useful of things in this dungeon, though, because there's actually quite a few things that outright null Force. Almost said win there, I just barely stopped myself. Gotta, prevent that persona... I was about to say, like, okay, what's the mental equivalent of muscle memory? I guess mental memory, but that's just redundant, it's just memory. I was kind of hoping to devour that with Surf. That's kind of the problem with this. With this is like the red health means that the enemy is on low health, but it doesn't specify exactly how low. Now I'm kind of tempted to warp back and sell that. I can always sell the cells later though, because Argilla needs a new mantra, and now she has access to the Expel and Death mantras. I could have her start working on Zeo, but I've already got Surf working on that right now. She could start going for Better Earth, but we already have the Matera combo skill. Okay, this is gonna... okay, it's cost quite a bit of marker, and it's gonna take longer to master. Actually, wait. Speaking of longer to master, I just realized, yeah, we should probably, even though it's boring, I should probably get her working on Devour. But after that, I am probably gonna go for Angel, because having Void Expel is useful for the boss after the next one. So not this boss, but the boss of the next dungeon. So I'm thinking a little ahead here. Meanwhile, I should probably max out Heat's Devourer while I'm at this save point, so I'll see you back here when I've done that. And there's an enemy getting a turn off of Heat's weakness. Also, Surf only took 1 damage because resistance and massive magic stat. I will certainly take reinforcements, because more enemies means more AP, and more chances of Heat hitting his next mantra. Though, with this thing being frightened, it's very tempting to go for a Surf Devour. And there we go, perfect, double master. We also got an Ice Blast drop from that enemy. Surf has Zeo and Void Elect, and Heat now has Devour and Health Rust. I don't really think anyone who's played this game even cares about Health Rust, but let's go ahead and set some of those skills. Heat definitely needs a Devour skill. I'm barely ever using Venom Claw. You are definitely going to take Zeo. I don't think I need Void Ice right now. And even though I said before that Zahn is not going to be that useful here, it is going to give us combo skills, so I'll take that over Patra, I think. There aren't a lot of enemies here that can use Sleep. Panic sometimes, but not really Sleep. Now, I would normally get rid of Analyze, but again, I'm sort of just showing Analyze off for the sake of an LP. So now Heat will switch back over to that Taunt/Devil Feast one. While Surf, I'm going to have Surf work on Fire now. A lot of people like to focus on Fire with Surf, it's what a lot of speedruns do, not just for getting him his resist passive for his weakness, but also because Fire tends to be one of the better elements against bosses, not because a lot of bosses are weak to it, but because very few bosses resist or nullify it. It's neutral against a lot of bosses. Did I actually go up these stairs? I think I got interrupted by mantras before I did. Okay, Mazan, a new combo was discovered. And yeah, we have Miragi now. It's going to be basically the same as Matera against these enemies, but this is Fire plus Force. So up here, we have a ladder. It's gate number 2. Oh, I think I see what they want from us. There's a point later on where you definitely do want to go up a ladder rather than proceeding forward. That's at gate number 3, though. I believe I tried to analyze the ghouls in the mini-boss fight, but I can show their analysis now. Weak to fire and... Oh yeah, they are weak to fire, huh? Actually, let's try and devour one of them with heat. Heat needs all the devours he can get. So I'm gonna let him get both these ghouls. Oh, nice critical there. Yeah, devour skills can crit. Yeah, that definitely gives a much bigger chunk towards Battle Demon. And this is why I got the blue key before this dungeon. We can break the blue wall here. Honeycomb powers go! I still love that. And get ourselves some optional items, most likely. This one right here is... Wild card. Do we have the power of Persona on our side? No. It deals moderate or mighty damage to all. There are actually some infinite use items in this game, but I don't think that's one of them. Most of the infinite use items come as rewards for turning in a certain number of cells, and oh, this could be bad. And yeah, that's the funny thing that those things can do sometimes. They will attempt to use, I don't have any void skills, so I can't actually use the gun combos here, unfortunately. But yeah, they'll attempt to use Terror Dive, but they don't have enough MP for it. They do have MP Thief to attempt to steal MP. Just gonna try Earth Shot. And it is a weakness. Oh, okay, Charge Shot does have a chance of inflicting shock. Just like in the original Persona 3, shocked enemies take auto-crits and physical attacks, though unlike from Freeze, they do not lose their physical resistances or immunities, I believe. For this one, I'm going to just go for 2 Vitality, just because. And once you hit level 10, Surf's Karma has reached a new plane. Now 6 skills can be set. So let's immediately take advantage of that. I've got 2 more slots that I can do things with. Now, I suppose I can put my Void skills back. I mean, Patra could be useful in a pinch. But there's a yellow wall here. We can't do anything about that right now. I'll probably be saying that a lot. We can't do anything about, you know, insert whatever here right now. But, I mean, I've always liked that Metroidvania feel in games where you can go back to earlier areas with later items and do more. It's why I've never really been a huge fan of Breath of the Wild, just front-loading all the powers. Quick Noise, who wants more agility? The thing is that, like, even though Surf's agility is going to be pretty bad, like, I'm rarely going to invest in it, his accuracy is still going to be good because magic influences magic accuracy. So I'm kind of more tempted to give this to Heat. Agility just affects accuracy and evasion in this game. It doesn't affect turn order, but I said much earlier that agility is a very important stat in a press turn game. That's because when enemies miss, they lose their press turns. So buffing your accuracy and evasion, or debuffing the enemy's accuracy and evasion, can be very, very strong. Yeah, you guys are weak to that. Why did I think you weren't weak to that before? Yeah, everyone has a different animation for physical attacks that are critical. Okay, well that's perfect, because now Heat can Om Nom Nom. I'm going to try to avoid the Om Nom Nom jokes where I can, but there will be Om Nom Nom jokes in this plate. Yep, that happened. Okay, so here I'm pretty sure that I will be able to do this on my next turn, though, because I don't think I have enough... Oh, actually, no, I do think I have enough press turns for this. No, I only have enough press turns for Ice Shot. Because I was dumb and transformed Heat instead of transforming Surf, because I wanted to use the gun thing. Oh, well. You know what, in that case, let's just transform Argilla and go for combo Maragi or Matera next turn instead. I love the sound effects that Predators make, though. I love the sound effects that a lot of demons make as well. Yeah, that right there, that means that the enemy missed and they lose their press turns. Specifically, 2 press turns. So this game will sometimes tell you that an attack quote-unquote missed completely, and the character will jump back to dodge it, whereas other times the attack will just miss. Also, Agilla now has access to 6 possible skills. Ah, we got the MP heal, great. It's always great when you get that. So, I'm actually not 100% sure what the difference between a missed completely and a regular miss is. But I do know that it does interact interestingly with, like, instant death skills. Because the way that those work is that them failing to, like, actually insta-kill is not considered a miss for the purposes of press turns, whereas the enemy, like, outright dodging them is. Although I forget if the enemy can actually outright dodge Hammer and Muro skills. Okay, so back out here, we have another pathway that we can head through. Okay. Yeah. Let's not feel bad about killing these people. And also, let's not feel bad about robbing their bedrooms, because they deserve it. Brave ration, that's just a ration that heals more, I think. We can eventually buy these from the shop. 150 HP is definitely overkill by this point. Unless you're really pumping Surf's vitality, then he might actually have that much. Okay, were you the ones who were saying that? You're gonna die. I am actually very tempted to just micro-nova them all. But a couple of them are frightened. Yeah, I may as well attempt to devour. Okay, we got one, and let's get heat to get the other one. Yeah, there's a big difference in the damage on those devour skills between somebody who's actually invested in strength and somebody who isn't. Yeah, the early game mantras do raise pretty quickly from devours. A presence can be felt beyond the door, huh? And scripted fight. And it's just a cockatrice, just like the first dungeon. At least we get to hear this really cool mini-boss theme. I've always felt this mini-boss theme, it always sounded more heroic and upbeat than the mini-boss theme from Nocturne, which I feel kind of exemplified the differences between these games. And it's down already. Yeah, you didn't really think that one through, did you? Turning into a demon from the previous dungeon. And yeah, we didn't actually eat this guy. Thank Argilla for showing mercy. But yeah, this path just leads to an optional fight and a rare chest. Which gives you Frigid Shot. Which I would assume has a chance of... It's in under items, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, freeze. Attack power 32. Well, I mean, I suppose I can get that to Heat so that Heat might be able to get multi-freezes with his area attacks. I'll see you back at the earlier save point. Oh, actually, maybe not, because there's a ladder here. Almost forgot about this. There's a decent bit to the dungeons, but any door that's barred like this can't be opened. I cut off Heat's chest beating earlier, and I probably shouldn't have done that because it's glorious. Speaking of glorious, there's a line that Heat can sometimes say randomly at the start of a battle, and it's amazing. It would have been great if he actually said it there. Aha! Heat's having fried chicken tonight! Okay, thankfully no stomachache. Oh, they're not even worth that much AP anymore. Okay, now that we have Maragi, these fights are a lot less of a hassle to deal with. This is why you want a wide variety of elements early on, because they give you access to those mask skills, and those mask skills are very nice to have here. Yeah, all this does is lead to this rare chest. Active Cell. Oh, I hate how their name just facilitates puns. I'll sell that later. These things make really funny noises. Like most of the demons do. I mean, I'm sure you know that by now, but I don't even know what was going through their heads when they made a lot of these demon noises. We haven't even got to some of the funnier demon noises. And finally, you level up and get access to more skill slots. Unfortunately, all I can really do with that is put Health Thrust and Venom Claw back. Okay, now this time there definitely will be a presence beyond the door. So we have a bunch of predators, but also a Yaka. And they're all getting up on us at once. Yeah, you'll notice that every single enemy here got a press turn. None of them had any weaknesses though, thankfully. Yaka are disease-causing spirits in Sri Lankan mythology, originating from Yaksa and Yaksini from India. They are weak to ice and expel, and they null fire. So don't use Miragi here, it will not end well for you. Okay, so we've got the regular predators here. I think I'm just going to do this. Matera, though, works. And I guess I'll just do a regular attack. And now we can... take that out. Yeah, that's not a particularly hard battle. This gives a little bit more AP than usual. But we have only just begun to encounter the hungry ones within this base. Could I please have that? Oh, it's not even a explorable part of the map there. So it's gonna be hard to tell when you are hitting a wall and when you just haven't explored portions of the map. I like to see more of the map. Do I have access to? I do have my Bufu. Okay, good. Oh, Blob is frightened. That could be problematic. No stomachache though. That was that's surprising. So yeah, past this gate, the enemies are a lot stronger. Okay, yeah, you definitely are not in Devour range. And that actually hit kind of hard, but I have my battery surf, so I'm probably fine. Fire Spirit is almost done. Just a few more good fights and we should have Fire Spirit done. And even though we already have access to argue with heat, Surf is a way better fire user if you're making him a magic build for obvious reasons. Meanwhile, up here we have some staircases, and yeah, as I thought, they just lead to a dead end and an item. Oh, hi, Nozuchi! Nozuchi are earth spirits from Japanese mythology, and they are not always malicious to humans, but they can be a little dangerous to them. Nozuchi are another enemy here that is weak to Zeros. That's why I wanted to make sure that I mastered that soon. Still love the design though, just that, yeah, just having the trunk there. Yeah, weak to Elect, Drain Force. Quite a lot of things in here Drain Force. Oh, also Zero skills, just like how Ice skills have a chance to inflict Freeze, Zero skills have a chance to inflict Shock. So bear that in mind, that can be useful sometimes. For getting more press turns. I guess I'll try and Zeo you again. And it's dead. Maybe I actually shouldn't have tried to Zeo it, because I would much rather devour some of these. I mean, they look big, they look like they give a lot of AP. You, speaking of devouring, don't actually have your Devour mantra mastered yet, but you might soon. Okay, we're getting kind of close. Yeah, they're worth a pretty solid amount of AP. We're getting into more of the big leagues of the Maribel base. And that gets us another active cell. Yeah, this is like the classic lore of like, not just RPGs, but a lot of video games in general. The thing you just fought as a mini-boss shows up immediately afterwards. Okay, yeah, but here I need to use regular Bufo on you, and then use, actually, no, I'm gonna Om-Nom-Nom you. I believe Argilla should... Yes, she has access to the Miragi combo, because she's the other half of it. And now, the cat's burn. That's a horrible thing to say. Cats are normally amazing, but not evil demon cats that try and eat you. And yes, now Surf's magic is like... This is like mid-game tiers of magic at this point on Surf. Yeah, I kind of, like... The way that they did things like in the SMT series, I kind of doubt they ever expected players to realize that putting all your points into one stat was as overpowered as it actually is. It's funny how the best like stat to build into in Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse is actually different depending on difficulty. I think on some difficulties it's actually like it's like strength, and in others In others that it's magic, and I think in one it's guns, because, like, of how dexterity works when it comes to guns in that game. I think in Shin Megami Tensei 4, like the original, dexterity had more of an influence on like physical damage than strength did. Okay, at least we killed 2 of them. Ah, there's Dormina. Yeah, and see there, it missed Surf, but Heat jumped back to dodge that. So I believe on one of them it was the status roll just straight up failing, and on another it was actually an evasion. But now we have Fire Spirit mastered, so we have access to Argy and Void Fire. Also, Agility levels up. I'm not really getting a lot of stat boosts on her, at least not a lot of relevant stat boosts on her. But okay, yeah, you're definitely going to take Argy over... I don't think I really need Void. I don't... do I have a Void skill on you, right? Oh, you got 2 Void skills. So I can do the gun combo and Heat with her. Vile Blade, a new combo is discovered. Yeah, Vile Blade, I believe, requires a certain... Actually, this one, I'm going to look this one up, because this one I think is a little weird in terms of what you need for it. Mad Rush, Argy, and Terror. That's a very specific set of skills, but I can show it off. Like a lot of the 3-person combos, it looks cool, but it's not really the most practical. Especially since it... I mean, I guess it can crit, but, yeah. I don't think enemies are ever weak to physical in this game. But now you have Devour, so unfortunately for you, I'm going to have to set that on you, because it's useful. I'm sorry, what can I say? Void Force, I'll have that so that you can potentially null your weakness. But yeah, now Argilla can speed up her acquisition of and that means all 3 of us have Devour. There are some higher tier Devour skills. You don't really need to go, like, all in, I feel, on those, but it is definitely useful to get Devil Feast on everybody if you can. Aha, we have a new save point here, which is probably means that I went the wrong quote-unquote way. Ah, right, actually, I didn't, because we are not able to get through there yet, because the switch for that is on a higher floor.
I'll return to normal no matter what.
But you already have turned to normal. Do I actually go for this, or do I just run? You know what, I think I will go for this. Also, yeah, the music starts out at a, like a sort of a more quieter variation, and then it transitions into the full battle theme. Yeah, there's that magic buff, being separate from Tarukaja in this game. Primal Dance. Oh, Primal Dance, I believe, is 3 hunts, is Devour, Devour, Devour. Heavy physical damage, 1 enemy, we're not going to do that. I do not have Mazio, but I do have regular Zio, and Bufu. Well, I mean, I guess I can eat you. And you have Maragi, Bufu, Mazar, Matera, and I have oh yeah, 2 versions of Matera, because I can do that with either Surf or with Heat. Because it's Earth and Fire, but both of them are Fire. That's actually kind of cool how you can choose, because the MP is consumed on the characters in the combo, so if I wanted to save Surfs, I could go for the Matera combo with Heat instead. I mean, as long as I don't use Mazan, I can't really go wrong here. Unfortunately, Freeze wears off at the start of the enemy turn, so that Freeze didn't actually do anything. I was kind of gambling on you being low enough, but you were not. I probably should order my skills a little better too, because someone can get a bit of a mess when they're all over the place like this. But yeah, this save point came at a pretty good time. So let's see what mantras I can now get on Surf and Argilla. At this point, I usually like to have Surf go into better tiers of fire. However, there's something coming up that I would kind of like multiple people to have Devil Feast for, as unlikely as that is. That's going to be really unlikely, though. Yeah, I do want to start working on Devil Feast for later, but actually, for now, I think that I will... I'm going to actually just keep going to fire with Surf. Heat's still working on his, and yeah, you got Devour, so I promised that I'd have you go into Angel next. And if you are running low on resources right now, you can warp back to the start of the base and use the large Karma Terminal heal, but all I really need to do here is just use one chakra drop on Surf, and then he can just top everybody else off, because Magic Surf is ridiculous when it comes to healing. I'm never going to get him any higher healing skills than Dia, by the way. He's going to be stuck with regular Dia for the whole game, and it's going to still do enough. That's how good his magic is going to be. But I think on that note, now we've found another save point, I am gonna call things for now, and next time we'll be exploring the rest of the Maribel base and hopefully fighting the boss. See you all then.